Hi, Scorpio. This is Casey with your career reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shay and I are so happy to have all of you here with us. She will have a video that's going to pop up at the end of this one for your sign, so please check for that. She does give a different perspective for you. I'm going to pull a couple of energy cards to get us started. As you know, this is a general reading, so hopes is that you resonate with something in the message and you can apply it to your situation however it fits for you. Okay, Scorpio, so you're coming in with woman holding a coin and walking away. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. A woman holding a coin, that's all about offers, something that's very stable, someone that has been there, done that. They know their worth. Walking away is walking away from something that isn't working anymore, walking away from a comfortable situation, but being ready to move out on your own, taking that new adventure. So let's go ahead and pull some major arcana here to clarify. The Magician. This energy is telling me that you are going to manifest something that's beautiful. You're going to be able to offer something to someone in your career sector that they have been looking for, and you're going to be able to manifest this. You're going to be able to use all your tools, psychically, physically, of your earthly, your empathic tool, your clarity. You know exactly what you bring to the table in regards to your career abilities and all the things that you've already studied in school and are very schooled on. You're ready to walk away from anything that's not working right now, looking back on it fondly, like thank you for the memories, thank you for the tools, thank you for the opportunity, but it's time for me to fly right now. So I feel that for you guys are going to be embracing something completely different, but you know exactly what you bring to the table. You don't doubt yourselves in that aspect. So let's go ahead and bring some obstacles and your advice into the reading. We have base chakra, the waiting game, harmony, and solar plexus. I just want to point out you have the 1 and the 2, which makes 3. You have the 3 here and you have the 6 there. So that is synchronistic to me because you have all these 6s coming up right now. And 6s are about love. 6s about harmony. 6s are all about having that stability. Now, when we come in with the base chakra, that is your stability. That is where you feel safe, that you feel secure, you feel protected. The waiting game, you've set the seeds, you've put things out there, and you're waiting for them to grow. You put out those offers, you put out the resumes, you will find a harmonic situation that's very balanced for your career. The solar plexus talks about your ego and your identity. So whatever you're doing right now is really from your true self. You're expanding right now and you're letting everything that you know that is solid within your career and your abilities, and you're putting that out there for all to see. And so if you're putting out these resumes, you're coming out with, a huge amount of abilities, and you know what you're doing to embrace a new job, so embrace a new career. You have a lot of skills behind you, and you're quite sought after because of these skills. It's not like you're fluffing a resume whatsoever. You've done the work. You know this inside and out, and you're ready to walk away from wherever you are now. You could be at a job right now that you kind of peaked as to how much you can do for this company. It's like you've done everything you can. You can't raise any higher. Your salary is not going to get any better, but you know you have more to give. And this particular company is not challenging you anymore. And it's time for you to branch out and be very strong and successful in a different area, something that is more balanced. You have to wait it out, or you had waited it out as you got the knowledge you needed so you can move forward. And your ego and your identity are very, very strong right now. And that's represented with the woman holding the coin. That is a very strong, stable energy. Very confident and very balanced. They know this person, this energy knows their worth, knows their abilities. 9 of Swords in the reverse, lovely. This is where you're walking away from any mental issues that, if you were sitting up at night worrying about this change, stressing yourself out, lack of sleep, anxiety, all that stuff, it's all gone. You know where you're going. You know that moving away from this is the best thing. You've made peace with it. It's time to move forward. Yes, the Four of Wands in reverse, there was an imbalance in this particular career that you're in right now. That's what's forcing you out. That's where you are not feeling that you are being appreciated for all the things that you were doing for this company. That's why you need to find somewhere that you have the harmony and you have the balance and you feel appreciated in where you go. Yes, Seven of Wands in the upright. This is where you're going to take on those challenges and you're going to fight for what you want. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be a fight that you want to take on. It's going to be a challenge that you want. It's going to inspire you. Nine of Wands in reverse. This is when you look back on your past careers and where you've been and how you got all the knowledge and the skills that you have and realize that you really had to fight for what you wanted. And now it's time to fight harder for what you truly want. That's going to be balanced. You know what you know. You come with a lot of knowledge, you come with a lot of skills, and you had to go through a lot of crappy jobs to get all these skills. You had to go to school for a long time. You had to go work at night and go to school during the day. You put a lot of energy into this. And when you look back, you realize it was a struggle and you understand how much you put into it. So you know your worth now. You're not going to let anyone underpay you or make you feel that they're giving you, they have the upper hand in this company, that they're giving you an opportunity. You're bringing knowledge to this situation. You're bringing knowledge to this company. You come with all these bags of goodies and all these bags of tricks that you're able to help them grow their company. You are a huge asset and you don't feel that they're just kind of taking pity on you and giving you a job. They're going to respect you for what you do and what you know. This is beautiful, Scorpio. Absolutely beautiful. It's time for you to shine. It's time for that ego to be filled up and have everyone acknowledge all the things that you're bringing to the table. You're going to feel very safe in this situation. Wow, now we have the Six of Cups in reverse. And this is looking back on your past and being nostalgic and not really liking what you've seen, realizing how hard it was for you to get here. This could be someone coming back from the past that you really don't want to have in your present. This can mean that an old boss be calling you up that really didn't treat you right because you walked away and they realize how much they truly need you now. And you're like, yeah, no, thanks. I'm moving on to better things because y'all weren't accepting me and appreciating me while I was there. So why should I go back to that same environment? Here we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's coming out of the cold. That is realizing your worth. That is reestablishing who you are. Ace of Cups in reverse. This talks about holding, being blocked, in your emotions, and it's right underneath the ego card. You are being blocked in your previous jobs that they weren't allowing you to really expand 100%. It was like they were keeping you under their thumb. Even though you had so much knowledge, it's like they wouldn't promote you. They wouldn't give you more responsibility. They wouldn't give you the next pay raise. And when you figured that out, you were like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And you're okay with it once you make the decision because it did give you fear. It did make you nervous because you're like, this place at least pays the bills. This place at least gives me some security. I do have some benefits, but it really isn't challenging you. It really isn't a beautiful balance that you need. And here we have the new opportunities, Ace of Wands coming in. This is beautiful. You're inspired. You're ready to take on this new challenge. Here we have the Eight of Swords. This is where you're still stressing over that new challenge. Should I take this new job opportunity? Should I branch out on this? You should. If you're not being appreciated where you are now, if they've got you in a cubbyhole and they don't allow you to really express yourself and use all your abilities, this new job that's dangling right in front of you, this new offer of balance, you've waited it out long enough. You gave them enough time to prove who they are. And if you're working in an environment that you cannot expand and grow, it's time for you to find that environment so that you can be inspired and you can wake up every day and be like, yeah, I'm going to work. I have all this to do and I can't wait for this meeting. I can't wait to meet this client. And you're ready and inspired and all fired up because you have a lot of talents that you're bringing to the table. And if people are not appreciating you, it's time to walk away because you'll be able to expand. You'll be able to find that harmony and your ego and your identity will be very well appreciated. They're not going to think you're a know-it-all. They're going to be like, wow, look at all this person can do, and how they can help with the company, how they can really bring everything to the table and pull this together for us. You're going to feel so appreciated when you move forward. But you have to have confidence in yourself, guys. You have to know that you bring a lot to the table. Don't let people talk you down. Don't let people make you question all the things that you've gone through, how hard you've worked to get here. You know, if they're trying to keep you down in a company, that's going to be a wrong thing for them, okay? Because you have more gifts that you need to expand on. You have more knowledge in your pinky than half the staff in the whole building. And you're going to find the right fit for you, that you'll be so appreciative and appreciated, and there'll be a beautiful balance. All right, Scorpio, your angel message reads, diet is important. And it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to make positive eating and drinking choices and for reducing or eliminating cravings for unhelpful substances. Yes, when you get stressed out and, you're not thinking clearly, you need to make sure that you're eating right, you're sleeping well, you're taking care of yourself. Self-care is so important, especially when you're making a huge decision. Know that you're divinely guided in this. Know that you are going somewhere that's going to be more beneficial to you financially, emotionally, and within your identity. And that is very important, that you are appreciative and appreciated for what you can bring to the table, and it has to be an even balance with this new career. And I believe that you're going to find it, and you're going to walk away from whatever's not working for you right now, and you're going to embrace these new beginnings, and you're not going to stress one bit once you make that decision and you realize that this was the best move you could have made. Scorpio, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I hope the message helps. I would love it if you left me a comment or sent me an email. Let me know how you guys are doing. I would love to have you back, so please like and subscribe. Take care.